do something really quick. 1 second. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. Hey. Oh, dang. Can't even do that no more. Okay, guys, hold on, please. Looking around for something. There we go. Hold on. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Okay, I'll do something little now here, girl. It's kind of big, but it's a small one. There you go. Sorry, guys. I had to do some things. Hey, guys. Okay, so let me just get my notes really quick because literally this has been something that I've been working on for some time, and the idea just came to me. So it is kind of jumbled, and I wanted to just make sure that you can actually receive it. Okay, so happy Thursday. I'm so excited to share this. I'm going to get started in just a second. Hey, Maylene. Hey, Vanessa. Give me a second. Let me just focus on what I'm doing. Can you guys hear me? I'm just gonna double check on my computer to make sure you hear me before I get started. On what I'm doing. Okay, so hey, Yvette. Okay, so guys, this is just a random sales training. I guess a little mini background on this. Life is just so cool when you actually like really start to pay attention and just like see the signs and enjoy the journey. So recently I have been really just like on this whole discovery of trying to find my voice. I would say really actively since about 2020. Okay, bye girl. Just really trying to find my voice. I wanted to be able to articulate all the things inside of me and not focus on what other people are saying, what other people are doing, because I'm like, they're tapping into that in some way. Like, how do I tap into that, into my own voice? And I say that this is important because there is a lot of times too where we're being taught skills and strategies, especially in regards to business and sales, but we're not necessarily being taught how to, okay, love you too, bye. Yes, there will be a replay. We're not being taught how to use our own voice. And so that's why if you are inside any of my programs, you will see that I'm always trying to teach you how to learn how to do something so that you can think for yourself and apply it in your own unique way, as well as showing you how, I've came to that conclusion. But I think it's important too, especially if Tony Ann, she's here, she mentioned this before where she was like, I literally just saw a carbon copy of like a script that 2 businesses that were different used. And that's a lot of times because people are buying templates, people are buying scripts, and they're not using like their own unique individual voice. Also, if anyone, Maylene actually introduced me to her, and I'm so glad, but someone named Victoria Washington, she is amazing. I had never heard of her before. And when she brought her up, I checked her stuff out and I was like, okay, yeah, this girl, she is literally on point. And she had posted a live the other day, and she talked about how that in a lot of industries, especially in the coaching industries, a lot of people regurgitate and recycle other people's content because they do not know how to find their own voice. So then I just kept kind of pondering on this subject of finding your voice, especially, like I said, in regards to using it for your business. And then the way that life works, I watched a video from Myron Golden, and he was my favorite. And he mentioned that, our job is to express our voice. We have a unique message that someone needs to hear. But a lot of times our voice has been shut down, our voice has been squandered, and we haven't developed the skill of articulating what we want to say through, talking or through using our words, getting them out. So then the process is, how do you actually learn how to do that? Because our ability to articulate what's inside of us is our ability to then, share our gifts that we have with the world and our own unique voice versus copying and modeling someone else's voice. And when you find your own voice, then any of the strategies and the things that you learn from other people are actually going to work, and it's actually going to resonate, and you're going to feel purposeful and you're going to feel authentic. So today, what I want to give you, so I have my notes because like I said, this all just dropped in my head and I don't want it to be, I tried to make some sense of it, but I want to give you the gift today. My favorite thing to do is give you clarity. Let me just make sure my do not disturb is on, because clarity breeds confidence and confidence breeds action, right? So when you are fearful, doubtful, anxious, like you just get frozen, you don't take action, or you take action that maybe is based out of fear, isn't in your best interest. So clarity gives you confidence, which helps you give action. Now, what happens when you have clarity and you have confidence and you're taking action is then you allow for your creativity to flow. Okay, you allow for your imagination to flow, and that's where the magic happens. But when you are worried and you are feeling stifled and you are feeling confused and you can't understand your identity and you can't understand how to articulate what you want to say, your imagination can't breathe. From your imagination, all possibilities are endless, right? So what I'm going to go over today in this quick little training, there will be a little replay because like I said, this just came out of nowhere. I'm so excited to share it. Hey, Brandon, today's the day. Today's the final day. We can watch all the episodes. So I'm going to cover what is selling, my version now of what selling is, the selling mindset that we have to have that's going to serve us and our audience. And then how do people buy? Because we have to know how people are buying in order to actually, support the process. And then offer clarity. Offer clarity is key. So let me go to my notes. Okay. So if you are feeling like sales are hard, if you are feeling like, you have all these different strategies, like you'll try one, it kind of works, it doesn't really work, and you jump onto the next strategy, and then you don't know why that strategy doesn't work. You need this. Okay. So when you take away what I'm about to teach you, you'll be able to make any strategy, any, tactic work for you, okay? So I know, of course, this is the new buzz thing, but then the thing is well, what does that really mean? You don't want to you want to sell without feeling salesy. You don't want to chase the sale. You want to attract, right? You don't want to have to convince someone of your offer. And, we've been told that people like to buy, but they don't like to be sold to. What exactly does that mean? So selling isn't trying to convince someone. Selling definitely isn't manipulating anyone. If you've seen some of the posts I made the other day, I was I am not a super fan of this sort of disempowering, negative sort of marketing that, digs into someone's fear to make them feel inadequate, and then that's why they need your solution. I don't like that type of marketing. So it isn't manipulating or convincing anyone. And it really also isn't persuasion, right? You don't need to persuade someone of something that they already want to do. We already want to buy something, right? It's just the process on which we get there. So what is selling now? So the new definition of selling is leadership, okay? Leadership, guiding someone to the solution for the problem that you have in a way that is empowering. Okay, a way where you hold space for them, a way that, you don't let them argue for their limitations, a way that, a leader believes in you, a leader uplifts you, a leader empowers you, a leader, guides you to the point where you now have more clarity on how to solve your problems, not disempowers you, not, make you feel inadequate for all the things that you're not doing, not, give you a false sense of urgency, right? To try to trick you or convince you into buying something. We want someone to purchase something because they believe that it's a good fit for them, because they believe that it's the answer to the problem that they're looking for, okay? So how do we actually do this? One is switching our mindset. So a lot of times that people say like, don't focus on the sale, but then what does that actually mean? Because they say don't focus on the sale, one, because then your energy may come off needy. It may seem like, it repels people, and it may, because then it seems like, I need you to buy this from me so that I can, meet my sales quota or whatever. It's just not a good energy. But then the question is, well, what do you actually focus on? A lot of times people say serve, but then it's like, how do you actually serve? So switching our mindset. This is point number 2. We want to move from, ma'am, she's feeling better now, so she's a little rowdy. Okay, so we're switching our mindset from, I need to make a sale. Let me show them how great my product is. Let me show them all the things that my product can do, to, I want to help my buyer clearly understand the value of my offer and how it can get them the transformation that they want. You trying to force a sale, trying to get someone to purchase something, you can't control that. But instead, you articulating the value of your offer so that they understand what it is, you can control that information. And then you release the fact that they decide to buy, ma'am, they decide whether or not they want to buy, because now you've focused on what you can control. If your focus is trying to get them to buy and make a sale, you can't control that. But if your focus is providing the value and the information to help them understand that your solution has the, helps them get what they want, you can control that breakdown of that information. Then your buyer can make an informed decision on whether or not they want to purchase what you offer, okay? So switching your mindset, that's point number 2. All right, let me keep going to my notes because I want to make sure I stay on topic because I went crazy, okay? So now, before we actually get into, okay, well, how do you do that? We have to first understand how people buy, okay? What is the actual process, all right? Because we've been told in various different ways that people don't actually buy what it is that thing that they're buying. They're not actually buying the product or service. They're buying the thing that product and service can do for them, okay? So essentially, you are helping them with a vision of the future. They are buying what you offer because it's going to get them to a vision of their future, all right? So I'm going to give you an analogy that, I started breaking down the other day. Basically, they say that someone doesn't go into the store to buy a drill, okay? They're going into the store to buy the drill so that they can do something, which could be, put together, hang a picture on a wall, put together a desk, put together a bookshelf for their man cave, right? They had a vision of something that they want. Yafa, no. Then they had a problem, which is I don't have the tools to do that. And so then they now need to go find the solution. So if you were a good salesman in a store, right, in a hardware store, and your job was to sell, if someone came into the store and you're like, hey, how can I help you? Like, I'm looking for a drill. So instead of taking them to the drill and then showing them all the top drills on the market and, this one has this feature and that one, you would then be more inclined to ask, well, hey, what do you need this drill for? And then they're gonna say, oh, I want to hang something on the wall. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. What are you hanging, right? You're gonna dive a little deeper and like, oh, well, you know what? I'm hanging a family portrait and I'm putting together our family room, right? So then you can then ask like, well, hey, you know what? Do you just need something simple, or are you looking with something with a lot of bells and whistles, like so it can do a lot more things? Then you can start to inquire, right? Because now you're going through the process of understanding that they didn't really come for the drill. They came for the drill to solve a specific version of their future. So now you can actually point them in the right direction to the product that's going to fit their problem to get to that desired future. Because again, we just make these assumptions. Okay, well, they want the drill, they want the best one, that's not what they were there for. Okay? So they were there because they wanted to hang pictures in their family room. They were there because they wanted to put together, a bookshelf for their man cave. They were there because they were putting together their arts and crafts station for their, craft room. So then you can start to inquire and then put the right product in the right hands. But if you just assume that they came there to buy the thing that they said they wanted, then you may give them something that they don't need, right? And they may go home and they're like, oh, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I need. They have to come back, whatever the case may be. Now, a drill is pretty simple, but this can apply to so many things. So we have to think about the process. What do they want? What do they want it for? And what vision of the future is it going to give them, right? And I'm going to go into a little bit more examples on this. So the answer then, we continue on, is how. How do we actually support that journey? Okay, so we know what selling is. Okay, and let me know if this is making sense, because I just literally was like, got brain dumped with this, because I was like, oh my God. So we know what selling is. We know that we have to switch our mindset on to the factors of selling that we can control. And how do people really buy? They're not buying the thing, they're buying that future thing that they want, right? That future vision that they want. That because your offer is going to get them that vision. Same thing with clothes. If they are, they're not coming to the store to buy a dress, just a random dress. They're coming to the store to buy an amazing dress for their birthday. They're coming to the store to buy an amazing dress for a baby shower. They're coming to the store to buy a dress for a wedding. If they didn't come for the dress. So if we just sell them the dress, we are not serving them. But if we are helping them get to the experience that they want, we are serving them. So the question then becomes how? So this was where kind of all the magic. So the new thing that we want is not just understanding who our buyer is. Okay, buyer personas are great. It always starts there, because if you don't know who you're talking to, you're going to have a hard time, because you got to know who you're talking to, what stage, right? There's a difference between someone who's just getting started, someone who's a little bit more experienced. There's difference between this niche, this personality, that personality. So of course, that's the first place that you usually start. But then I noticed that there was something missing, because again, I'm like, there are so many different amazing strategies that are out there to grow your business and to make sales. But why is it so difficult for people to apply these strategies and to consistently apply these strategies? And the second missing piece, okay, is your buyer clarity. And number two, truly is offer clarity. Okay, so you have your buyer personas and you have your offer personas. I say this because most people cannot articulate their offer. We know what our offer is, but then the ability to put your offer into words, but most importantly, into the sales strategies, into the copy strategies, into the marketing strategies, your ability to do that, most people don't know how to do that. Which is why they're wondering, I have such a great offer, I have something amazing, like why isn't anyone buying it? Like, I think I'm saying the right things, why isn't anyone buying it? Because it's not that you haven't learned the sales of skills, the skill of sales, or the skill of copy, or the skill of marketing. Is that, yes, you can learn those skills, but if you don't truly understand what your offer is, you're gonna have a hard time applying those skills. Okay, so you need the knowledge of your offer so that you can understand your offer, and then you can apply it and have wisdom in how to get your offer into the world. Okay. Yes, if you did your job matching your products to the right customer, then you're creating a system for it. Yes, manipulation. Yes, creating a system that's repeatable for an easy traction. And that system is understanding your buyer and understanding your offer. No sales strategy, marketing strategy, copy strategy is going to work if you don't get those two pieces together. Okay? So, again, most of us cannot explain our offer beyond the fact that we think it's good, beyond the fact of the features, the processes, the benefits, right? Why do you think most, especially with e-commerce products, it's just the list of the ingredients, right? And it really also goes beyond the features and the benefits, right? Because yes, benefits take it a step further. You have this feature so that you can do this. But again, we need to go deeper, okay? So an offer persona is a blueprint that's going to help marry your buyer and your offer together, that paints the picture to get them to their desired solution. Okay, because remember, he didn't come into the store for a drill. He came in for the vision of the future he had, that this drill was going to help him get to. Okay, so we want to know what vision of the future does our offer help our buyer get to? Okay. So that is what the offer persona. Okay. So now you have to start making your offer personas. All right. You got to get clear on your offer, because the offer persona is going to help you psychologically shape your messaging. It's going to help make people feel like you understand them. Okay, they don't make you feel like you're trying to convince them of, yeah, this is why my stuff is better because you suck, and this is like, no, that's not the case. It's like, hey, you know what? I see you understand your problem. I know you want to do this, and this is how my offer helps you, and this is how I'm going to, get you to the point. And hey, you know what? If you want to know the features and you're a logical person, here's the feature list. But in the meantime, in between time, this is like what you need, right? So, but most importantly, what is it going to do for you? It's going to help you feel more confident. Think about anything that you can like talk about off the top of your head, anything that you could do without thinking, right? And you do that because you have the skill, the knowledge, the understanding of how to do it right. But you also feel confident. So like if anybody tries to question you, or you don't even question yourself because you're like, no, I'm confident. This is what okay, sorry, my connection went bad. Can you guys hear me? You're like 10 different. I'm telling you, I didn't want to get too deep in this, how I got to this point, but yeah, let me make sure you guys can hear me because my internet went kind of wonky really quick. And let me know if this is making sense. Like I literally, like I said, I just got this download, and don't want to go off too crazy into a tangent because I was like, oh my God. Okay, so yes, so offer clarity. This is going to help offer persona. This is going to help you utilize any sales strategy, any copy strategy, any marketing strategy, all these different things. It's going to stop making them hard because, again, you learn this sales strategy and you learn this copy strategy, but then you're like, how do I make my offer fit in there? Because you don't know how to articulate your offer into words, okay? So I'm going to take it here, but it's kind of like how God knows all of the intricate details of you, right? Like the passage in the book of Psalms where he talks about how he's woven you together. You're so complex. He knows all the intricate details about you. Also in the book of Luke, he talks about how he knows every single strand of hair on your head and how God knows all the things you're going to do before you do it, right? It's kind of also like how, Jesus can preach the gospel and you can object the gospel, but he's so confident because he knows the details of what he's talking about that he's going to rebuke any of your objections like with grace. Okay. This is the same thing you need to know on your offer. You need to know your offer to the tiny, every single hair, every single cell in your body. That's how in depth you need to know your offer, so that if anybody has any objections, if anybody has any questions, you can answer it with confidence. You can answer it without thinking, because you know how your offer either solves that objection, that false belief, or whatever external belief, internal, whatever they have that's false, and how it also supports to help them get them what they want. You don't have to persuade, you don't have to convince. You will have the confidence to do that. And this is where selling and leadership come together, because now you know what it is you're talking about. You can provide all the information that helps them understand this, that this is, if this is what you want, this is how my offer gets you what you want. So you can lead them to the water and explain to them why it's a good thing to drink. You don't have to make them drink, right? Because the leadership stops in the sense of like, we're not going to tell them what to do, but I'm going to do my job to empower you, to educate you, to help you understand, hey, you told me you want this, and let me explain to you how my offer is going to actually help you get all of those things. Oh, and this false belief that you have, don't worry, I got you. Oh, and you know what? That's another desire that you want. Guess what? My offer helps you do that too. So you lead them to the water and you explain to them why it's a good decision to drink. And then it is their choice now to decide whether or not they want to drink. Because you've done your job. You haven't forced them to drink. You haven't manipulated them to drink. You haven't convinced them that, that you got to drink this. You have allowed them to now, you've done the one thing that you can control. Because we can't make them drink, but we can control how much information we give them. Whether they receive it or not, that's up to them. But you have done the one thing that you can control. So it's not about learning better messaging, learning better copywriting, learning better sales skills, marketing skills. It's learning offer clarity. Like, like how you say, I know something like the back of my hand. That's how you need to know your offer, okay? And yeah, so it's called the offer persona. I'm not going to get too much into detail in terms of the offer persona, but basically the offer persona is like your buyer persona all in one, your, the fears, the false objections, the false beliefs that they have, the desires that they have, the goals that they have, the obstacles, the roadblocks, everything all in one. And the most important thing that your offer persona is supposed to do is figure out the tangible things, right? So what they want, okay? And then what they get for what they want. So what's the thing that allows them to do? And also if you can add without, right? So you get this, it's going to allow you to do this without having to do that, right? So that's kind of like the basics. You may have heard that before, but then we take it a step further and we say to ourselves, well, what does this step actually look like for them? What are some tangible real life scenarios that they may experience, and what feelings are associated with that? That's why you can't just have a blanket statement that says, are you struggling to make sales? Like, what does that even mean, right? Versus, how many times have you, dang near discounted your offer to you, or basically giving it away for free, spending so many days posting in random Facebook groups to just get 0 results. Now you're feeling defeated. Now you're feeling like, should you do this business? That's so much more in depth than just saying, are you struggling to make sales? Right? So your offer persona is going to literally give you clarity in every single step with major key components. Again, your tangible, your intangible results, and an actual scenario that they can relate to. And then it is your blueprint, literally your blueprint that you will use for all of your sales, all of your marketing, all of your copywriting, all of your different strategies. So that's the new thing, guys, that we need to focus on, okay, is offer personas. All right, and you becoming the leader that helps articulate how your offer is the right solution, and then letting them make an informed decision. But the only way that we can put that value out into the marketplace is if we have clarity on our offer. If we don't have clarity on our offer in real terms, that real words that people can use in real life experiences that people can relate to, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Okay. People don't buy my course so that they can have popular followers, like be popular and have a, popular Instagram. A lot of people buy my course because they see it as a solution to grow their business. But that's not enough. They see it as a means because if they grow their business, then guess what? They can get out of debt. If they grow their business, they can get out of debt and they can buy a home. They can take their kids on a vacation, right? Which means that they're going to be able to have this experience of feeling proud, this experience of getting themselves out of a situation that they've put themselves in, but now they've learned, they found a solution that was real and solid to fix that, right? Now they will have the feeling of that they're never gonna have to feel guilt, because now they can, take their kids on this vacation instead of sacrificing, or, then they're on the vacation and they're penny pinching the whole time. That's what they're doing this for, to have a business that they can be proud of, right? That feeling of being proud, like, oh my gosh, yes, yes, I'm making sales, but look how many lives I have transformed. Look how many lives I have changed throughout my business. They want that feeling of empowerment, right? They want so if they want a new home, it's so that they can host, Friday night game night, so they can host holidays and Thanksgiving and birthdays, so that they can have the joy of the experience of decorating their family room. So then they're going to go to the store and they're going to need a drill. That's what you're buying my course for, the vision of that future. The immediate vision, of course, is I'm stuck on Instagram. I'm having trouble making sales. I'm having trouble getting followers. I'm having trouble converting them into paying customers. That's surface level. I know my offer can help you do that. But again, our buyers aren't buying the product. They're buying the vision of the future. They might not even know that, though. So if you know that vision of the future and you know how to lead them there, that is what they mean when they say you have an irresistible offer or a no-brainer offer. Because they know that future vision of what you want. And maybe it doesn't even have to be in depth. It could really I take it back. It is in depth. And I'll say this as an example. So I spent $2,500 on a webinar. on a course because I wanted to learn how to have a $100,000 webinar. And so in the presentation, he was, talking about where I am, the current, spot that I'm in, and the future of where I want to be. But it wasn't just like, oh yeah, you're going to walk away with a 100,000 webinar. It's the excitement. It's the, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe it. I really did it. Like, he was selling me on that moment, because the truth is that's the moment that I really wanted. Yes, of course, like financially $100,000, like a webinar in an hour is amazing. But the truth is my mind was on the, oh my God, I just had like a $100,000 webinar, all the people I'm calling, all the people I'm going to tell, all the posts I'm going to make. He was selling me on that because he knew that's the vision of the future that I wanted. He knew I wanted to be able to celebrate an achievement that I knew that I was going to be able to make. That's why then I purchased that webinar, because there's so many teachers and master classes and things like that teach you how to have, a high converting webinar, but wasn't a good fit for me because they didn't understand how to speak to the vision of the future that I was painting inside of my head. So again, it's not enough to just have your buyer personas. It's not enough just to have your buyer surveys. You now have to take that, marry it with your offer persona so that you really have a solid blueprint for all of your sales, all of your copy, all of your marketing, all of those messaging, right? And this works for anybody, even like, campaigns for e-commerce products, okay? If you're selling bath products, right? Like, for example, one of my students, she sells, body butters. I treat my body butter as a luxurious experience. One, because it was expensive. And then two, I'm like, this is like luxury time. So I don't just use that body butter every day. I use it on my self-care days. It's like special. I make sure I'm not in a rush. Like after my shower, I can actually take the time to put it on. So if she knew all of this about me, that I just wanted to give myself some luxurious relaxation time, then not only can she use that in her copywriting, but she can create a whole lookbook around, self-care, right? Visuals around self-care, paint the story, right? Around that. She can't do that if she doesn't know what that is. So then now you can come up with all of these fun, amazing, creative marketing campaigns, right? Because remember, clarity breeds confidence, breeds action. When you're not worried about things, you can get creative and let your imagination flow. That's what this blueprint allows you to do. Okay, you can get super creative, right? And I know my fashion brands, you're not just selling clothes, you're selling moments. Why are people shopping? Weddings, birthdays, graduation season, Sunday brunches, right? And then so that's just kind of like a top level. But what is it? So when they walk in, everyone's like, oh my God, look at her, look at that outfit. Oh my God, it's so cute. Like the compliments, the confidence, the empowerment when they're walking in somewhere. That's what they're buying that dress for, that outfit for. That they're not buying it for the thing that it is. It's what the feeling and the experience that they're going to get. But you cannot figure that out unless you know your buyer and unless you know how your offer supports your buyer. Okay? So that is it. I'm going to just recap. Selling isn't persuasion. Selling isn't convincing. Selling isn't manipulating. Selling is being a leader, empowering, holding space for them, not letting them argue for their limitations, educating them on why your offer is going to help them get what they want, right? We're switching our mindset, number 2, from focusing on the sales, which we cannot control if someone buys, to the thing that we can control, which is articulating the information, the value of our offer in order to help someone make an informed decision. Whether they decide to buy or not, who knows? But at that point, you've done the one thing that you can control. And did I do a good job explaining how my offer is going to help someone get what they want? Okay, because again, it's not enough to just know their desires and be like, yeah, my offer is going to do this and like get you there. It's explaining in detail how that happens. Okay, and number 3, understanding how people buy. So if we know how people buy, we can actually support that journey. So if we know they're not actually there to buy the thing, they're there to buy the vision of the future that they want, then we know how to support that. Okay. And the last thing is clarity on your offer. Not enough to just have clarity on your buyer. You want to have clarity on your offer. Okay. The depth and the details the tangible, the intangible results, the stories behind it, the emotions, and you want that as a blueprint that will serve any strategy, any marketing, any copy tactic. Okay, that's why, again, like I said, we have so much struggle. We're buying this offer, we're buying this product. That's why we're getting a lot of shiny object syndrome, because we're hoping for the one sales strategy that's going to click in our mind and work. That's not going to happen unless you know exactly what your offer is on top of what your buyer is, who your buyer is. Okay, marrying them together. That is your key to then making if you want to DM people to close sales, if you want to run ads, if you want to, do Pinterest, you want to do this social platform, you will now know how to utilize it. You'll now be able to express your creativity because you have literally given yourself the gift of clarity, the gift of confidence, so that you can make wiser, inspired actions. Instead of trying to learn a strategy and how to figure out how to make your offer work into the strategy, because now you got to figure out how your offer applies to this part of the strategy. You won't have to do that, because you could just plug it in, because you know your offer like the back of your hand. Okay? So hopefully that was really helpful. Again, like I said, I literally just brain dumped all of this. It's been a work in progress. It's been something that I was doing on a personal level until today. It super got brain dumped. And then I was just like, oh, I have to share this with people. Because I know that I had the same issue where I'm buying this strategy, buying that strategy, buying this thing. And I'm like, why? I was like, and I kept praying. I was like, I just really want to know what the thing that makes everything click, so that any strategy that I get, I can apply it so easily. And it's because I needed deeper clarity on my offer. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, you already know I'm going to leave this up for a replay. You can drop them. I always answer them. Thank you, Brandon. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm going to watch the show today. I think I'm going to wait till the weekend so that I can fully enjoy it. But I am so excited, and thank you so much for being on here. Let's see. Hey, Bless. That's it, guys. Hopefully this kind of gives you some insight as to maybe why you feel like the sales haven't been working for you. Maybe you feel like, why isn't this strategy working? And then you're on your way to look for another strategy. Stop. Don't look for another strategy until you do your offer persona. Okay? Do your offer persona, then go back to the other strategies that you had and apply those. And then you will definitely, see a huge change in the way that people are responding to your offer. Okay. You know what? I was actually so distracted and so busy that I didn't. The week that I did watch, I didn't have much going on. So I was like, oh, let me watch this. And now I'm just I like when I'm busy so that I can be distracted. So we're going to talk about it once it's over, because I have literally no idea what it's about to show us. I'm going to rewatch the previous one before I also watch the new one. All right, guys. So happy Thursday. I got some more things that I need to take care of for the end of the day. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions on it, leave them in the comments. And that's it. That's it for today. My words of wisdom. Know your offer. All right, guys. So I'm going to save this replay. I'm going to load it also into the guide section, and I will see you later.